All right. So last session, something happened and it didn't record. So we're gonna do a little session recap, a little bit more in depth than the typical session recap that we do. So, who remembers what happened when you were starting at last session? Cool. Good recap.
Well,
All right.
When we started that last session, I believe that it was me and John, or me and Zorro, going into the bank and asking for employment.
Mm.
There are multiple ways we did it. I think I made a resume and
A pretty lengthy resume. It was like 3 pages long.
Pretty lengthy resume. Yeah, it was pretty nice. John acted like a customer that wanted to see the deeper security of the bank. I got a job as a teller. I worked a 4-hour shift while doing recon on at least the lower levels of the bank. Yep. Jarther and Kano, I believe, just kind of went to a forest, and Kano is now obsessed with goats. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Most of the episode was me and Zorro doing things, because Zorro ended up being sneaking, because he had invisibility on him once Jarther came back, sneaking into one of the wagons that were being hooked up to the side of the bank, and then finding his way down the vault, to which he kind of got himself stuck. So, this is no longer a heist, it is now a rescue mission.
Yeah. And while in that vault,
said it better myself.
And while in the vault, he found several things belonging to the RTC. He found some like potion things. He found like some fancy dishes. He found a whole bunch of containers for monies. He found a pan of banishment, which I think he calls punishment now.
It's punishment.
Banishment. Yep. So that's canon.
The Panisher.
Yeah.
The Panisher, yeah.
The Panisher.
The Panisher. He hit a shelf, made it disappear. And he also learned. Y'all should probably pull up that letter and read it that he found as well. I think. Do you put that in loot in Discord?
You put that in loot.
Yeah. Can somebody read that real quick? Because that is pertinent.
Dear Thaddeus Bellucci and Hubert Macalis, I am writing to inform you my expected delivery of platinum bars as payment did not arrive as suspected last eon. Hubert, after working with you for years, I know you understand the importance of a bank such as the wonderful Bank of Dandelion, delivering funds on time to repeat clients. I must remind you the years of business I've done with you, even before you came to be manager at the bank. Thad, we're partners and brothers in this thing. You know the downsides of disobeying the contract that Alistar has all signed. I've been doing my part in keeping order among the rabble and providing force where needed. Christine is doing well as Master of Magic in keeping those in the upper city in our good graces. I expect a more exact timelines in relation to receiving funds. Given the undue stress caused to me by this delay, I expect a 20% increase in the funds to me by Aeon 436. Should I see differently on this, or if somehow you misplace the gold due, perhaps it would behoove me to talk to Alistair about the delays in payments. Sincerely, General Admin Thorne, the first of his name. Alright, was that good enough?
Yeah! So TLDR, payment didn't arrive to the master of the armies, and he's threatening to get more payment.
He's threatening to tell him to them on his big boss.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the big guy. You don't pay me more, man. So yeah, what other details are important? I guess, Maria, you could give like a layout of the bank.
Well, it's mostly like that there's a main lobby area with the teller, and there's a hallway, and going back to, there's like a break room, there's like a little like, I guess like little bank room. It doesn't look like the main vault. there's a staircase that we figured out doesn't only just go to the second floor, but also falls down and then goes to the vault from the back door, which is really cool. Magically shifts stairs, and then there's the like manager's office back there, and on her shelf there was like two books that looked weird, and I'm like, maybe, yeah.
I said I do remember that, and you were like really hyper focused on that, and you used detect thoughts on the manager.
Yeah, I did use detect thoughts on the manager, and the manager was like overcome with fear. She was like fearful of the people upstairs, like having a deal or something like that with the RTC people. We had a discussion in the inn, I think, about how we were going to get up here. Or are we here? I think we made it here, but we were deciding on how to get in the building.
I think currently we were, you were filling us in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were like at the end talking about it after the psychic connection had been disconnected from Zorro. So.
Yeah.
I think the idea was this. At this point, it's like 6 o'clock in the evening, afternoon, and we were gonna
go to sleep,
and then wake up at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And then attempt to heist during 3 a.m. hours.
Yeah, and I think that the conversation, Zorro did a lot of stuff in the vault. He did a lot of looting, did a lot of looking at things. But there was a discussion that me, Kano, and Jarther had, where Jarther was like, don't just go in killing everyone. And Zephyr was like, no, go in and kill everyone. This is a PR, Matt, like disaster. And remember our faces.
Yeah, that was about right.
I think that was like the last conversation that we had.
Yeah, and I think that pretty much.
We talked about it.
About right.
You talked about what?
I just want to say, I think we talked about going up on the roof and going from the roof down.
Correct.
But that was like the last thing.
Because there is a ladder, but it's got like one of those barricade things around it to try to dissuade people from climbing up it. So, but yeah. And I think that pretty much brings us up to par on pertinent information for people that may have missed. Is there anything else y'all can think of? Any other details you want to include that haven't been mentioned?
I can't think.
I don't think of anything.
Okay, cool. All right, that's our recap.